Oh, hello. Welcome to my backyard. That's where my sister-in-law lives, and this is my house here. Hi, I'm Bob Carr. Actually, we're at my table, and this is from a show I directed called Mornings at 7, which will be our first production once we open again. I'm one of the founding members, along with Roger Grunwald and Carol Spencer. What people don't know is that we just didn't jump into this, that we spent 2 years prepping to make that step with the community theater. We went to other community theaters and talked to them. We went to various conventions and so forth to learn to talk to theater people about their community theater, and not what their successes were, but what their failures were, so we could avoid failure. And as Roger had said when he spoke, we had our first meeting at Parks and Rec. It was kind of a motley crew. We chose Park and Rec because there's a lot of things people don't know about the history of us. We were encouraged by the Parks and Rec department to start a community theater. Fred Baumgartner, I think was his name. He was the head of the Parks and Rec, and Carol Spencer had gone down to apply to do a summer program for them, and he mentioned to her something about a community theater. Well, Carol just snapped on it and came back, and we went down and talked to him. He said, well, we can give you space, you have storage space, a building space, or whatever. We can pay a little bit of postage. And then we got all excited, of course. And then we had our first meeting. I think we brought in like $60 from the collection. We needed more than that. So, well, Carol and I were the PR people. Roger was the brains, but Carol and I were terribly glamorous. And we would go to various groups and speak. And we decided to go to the city council as kind of a, what the hell have we got to lose? Oops, they said it. And so we go, and God, I was so bad. I was being so dramatic. And I said, and they said, well, if we don't give you startup funds, what will you do? And I said, art survived the Second World War. They hid paintings in caves. And I said, where am I going with it? Well, they laughed. They thought it was a joke. I was being serious. Anyway, they gave us $3,000 of startup money. So if it was not for our city, we wouldn't have been here. Now, it was started by a group of educators, and our prime concern with having our community theater was our community theater. We wanted it to be a welcoming, warm place. We wanted it to be a place of education. We wanted our productions to be, the actors in our productions to enjoy themselves. We didn't want any ranting and raving, insulting, criticizing. We wanted nurturing. And that consequently has built this family situation that we have in this organization. And I think we, one of our goals obviously was to do very fine theater, and we do very fine theater. But practically everybody who's involved with us has the sense of family. But what did I do? Well, I directed a lot of shows, and I appeared in a lot of shows, and I was never good at memorizing. Jack Starr and I were in The Odd Couple, and he was never good at memorizing. And so we had our lines written all over the place, but someone had to remove them. Mine were in the kitchen, and his was somewhere on the table. We panicked, and we apparently jumped into Act 2, but we wwere in Act 1, and we were able to improvise our way back to Act 1. And it worked out. So as I got older, my memory even became worse. So then I started doing cameos. The line where you walk in with one line and get a lot of attention. And as the king of cameos, I played a dancing Spam can. I played a sheik on a camel in Joseph. I was in one where I was supposed to be a production manager, and Keith, the director, gave me a clipboard with all of my lines on. I didn't have to write them any place, except when I was making my entrance, I tripped, and my papers went sailing all over the place. And I thought, oh God, what am I going to do? And so there I'm trying to ad-lib and pick up all of my papers to go on. So it's been a disaster. My career has been a disaster. This place is my lifeblood. This has been the most important thing in 40 years for me. Carol went on to other projects, but Roger and I stayed with it because it's our baby. we take it so personally, and we do as much as we can to keep this organization going. Even now with this COVID thing, education is so important, as you know about our summer programs. But even now with COVID, we have an education committee who are planning classes to be Zoomed to high school students or people who want to still be involved. We think theater is so vital to this community and young people that we want to offer this. We need money. Everybody needs money, but the income is not there. The dream, the work, the hopes, our ambitions for this organization are here. And I know things are tough. They're really tough. But if you can afford anything, would you please donate? And now I'll go back to my book. Goodbye.